We don't have a quorum yet. Awesome. We can talk all day long, David, and we don't have a quorum, so feel free to ask us any questions.
One thing when I read thing for CA for the extension, there's a little fine print on the bottom that says there might be a fee later.
It might be a what? A failure?
There might be a fee at the end of the project.
Oh yeah. Ese Ulysses.
Yeah, I mean, how much is a fee?
Oh, I'm sorry, that is gonna be on the RPR services. That's why there might be a fee because of the RPR, the construction management.
I understand why, but how much?
The consultant fee right now, do we know how much that is, Daniel?
I can check, but usually what they do is they get the construction management, and then they divide that contract into the months that the project is gonna last. So each month they bill the same. So, but he said that right now he's not planning to give any amendment fees, but it might come up if it goes probably for a few more months or something like that.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Grijalva, board members. I guess I came in late. And I was looking at that too, David. You know, at the end they say it's gonna be a charge, and how much we don't know.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Grijalva? Is that what you're talking about, David?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's just for RPR. The contract, we know what it's for. If he has to bring in some people for inspection, that's what he's going to charge us. That's what he's saying, that it's not going to be that much, but he wants to make sure that he can cover his inspector if he needs him.
Correct.
Who's that?
Well, it doesn't look too good, you know. I'm having a problem. Let me see. The voice.
Oh, yeah, Henry, you look like you're in your cigar chair.
Hold on, I lose you, bro. Hold on.
I mean, it's working there.
It's working, yeah, but I lose you at times. The voice, I can't hear you. But anyways, I was noticing en Cuadrilla también lo mismo, the same thing.
Yeah.
We forgot the panels for there are different panels, probably electrical higher. So we got another cost coming in at the end. So we get, let's say for example, we got $1 million, and then we got to add 200,000 more because it wasn't mentioned at the beginning. I mean, it's just an example. I mean, what do you think, Mr. Grijalva?
But that was on us. We didn't plan to change the lift station. We didn't plan to do that. What happened is the electrical panel failed at the same time that these guys were doing their work. So it's two different things, I think.
The old one.
Ed, don't you?
Yeah, the panel was probably outdated.
Lift station went down after they had started doing the work. That's why we're not doing it as a change order. We're just doing it. We did it as a separate.
No,
contract.
I understand clearly. I understand clearly. The only thing is, it happens quite often.
What's
our system is in.
Is it our first? I understand.
Ándale, pues, I think I jumped the gun there, pero before I forget, I brought it up.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Here, so we have to stop.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Rod. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
See you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, good deal. Like I said, I'm not sure what's wrong with my camera. I'm showing as Summer. That's me, Summer. But you can't see me. I'm not sure why. My camera got busted a while back. It's an old computer.
Summer.
Is Rosie on there?
She sent the text
No.
message saying that she's trying to connect.
Oh, she's trying to connect. Okay.
Oh.
Whoever changed my ID, thank you.
There you go. We were about to call you Summer for the rest of your. Membership.
It's okay. I don't mind. How's everybody? Enjoying the heat?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Too darn hot for May, right? Shoot.
It's coming.
Too much, Henry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, hopefully this heat will kill the coronavirus.
Yeah,
Well,
right. I'm
Hope
thinking
so.
the same way, right? Thinking the same way. Hopefully.
It killed somebody. By the way, did we start the meeting?
No, we
Jerry.
haven't. We're waiting for Rosie.
We started the meeting? Oh, okay.
No, we're waiting for Rosie
Okay,
to.
okay.
Oh, we're missing Steve too.
Oh. Everybody's trying to connect. Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
They go overnight.
Too loud yet?
Probably.
Huh? Get rid of it?
Hey, Ryan, can you see her?
Hi there,
Kyle?
finally. I don't know why it takes forever for me to connect to you guys. I don't have an issue anywhere else. Is everyone on?
Is your computer made in China?
No, actually, it's in the US. And
I'm
that's
kidding. I'm kidding.
probably what the problem is.
You got her.
Probably.
You got her.
It was made by the military.
You got her.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. How you doing, Rosie? Good.
I'm doing good. It just, I don't know why it was taking forever. I couldn't connect either on the phone or that. Anyhow, I guess we can start. Hi to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. And I guess we can go ahead and start. It's been notices hereby given that the special board meeting of the Lower Valley Water District is held on Thursday, May 7, 2020. It is 6:09 p.m. Oh. This says 6:30 p.m., guys.
No,
No.
6, an
This
error.
doesn't say,
I think it was posted as 6. What I'm understanding was posted as 6. Is it 6 or 6:30? What was
it
posted?
says, the agenda states will be held on Thursday, May 7, 2020 at 6:30 PM, you guys.
Hey, this is
So
Steve. This is
No.
Steve
we have-
Blanco. Hello. Hello, this is Steve. It's posted for 6.
Yes,
Yes, it's posted
Yeah,
for
the
6.
official
Rosie.
posting
My
is
book
6.
says
Yeah.
okay, well, my copy says 6:30 unless I have the wrong copy.
Yeah, wrong copy.
Yeah, my copy said 6:30.
Reshow-
mine says 6.
Does your copy say 6:30, Ron?
Yes, mine said 6:30.
Yeah, mine does too.
But there,
Mine says 6. Okay.
I say 6:30.
And
6.
you know, Rosie, does mine has the posting of mine has like the stamp over here for the courthouse, and it shows 6, says 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So I think we're okay to start now.
Okay, Steve, so are we okay? Mine says 6:30.
Yes.
But if Steve says
Yeah,
we're
the
okay,
official
we can move
post-
on.
The
Yeah, the
official one
official
is
posted
stamped.
agenda.
Okay. Okay, then we'll go on. It's 6:10 PM. There being 5 members present, I will declare a quorum. I guess we will take a moment for a silent prayer and the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God,
Indivisible.
with liberty and justice for all.
Well, it's for all.
Thank you,
I
Michael.
don't see that we have a general manager's report, so we'll go on to the regular agenda. I hope I have the right agenda. Item 4, discussion and possible action to approve engineering design and bid phase services for the full AMR and AMI meter and metering system replacement project. Mr. Flores.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board. Before you, I come to you for the approval of the contract with Cea Group. The project is for the water meter replacement project that we're doing for the Texas Water Development Board. They were the organization that was selected when we were doing the pre-engineering, the design, and also did the all the stuff that we had to commit with Texas Water Development Board. So CA is now coming to go ahead and give us a contract for that. The number of the contract for both phases is $159,352. And that is for the services that are being proposed. And so I respectfully ask that you approve this item on the agenda, ma'am.
You're on, Ms. Vigil, you're on mute.
Did the engineering committee meet on this, Mr. Estrada and Mr. Trujillo?
Yes, we did. We need this contract to
Okay,
move
so-
forward with the basement.
So your recommendation is for us to go ahead and approve, correct?
Correct.
It's all
It is
grant money,
the
100%,
recommendation.
right? Notice.
Yes, it's all part of the Texas Water Development Board loan and the grant. So it's a $6 million that was originally set aside for this project.
The reason for the special
Okay,
board meeting.
all
for
I
this
was asking
we're
is if,
closing- When are we closing, Michael?
We're closing on the loan on the 28th, which is the reason behind that we had to do this meeting today, because we needed to submit this contract, signed contract to Texas Water Development Board, ma'am.
Correct.
and I understand that. I just like to know if the engineering committee met, they've confirmed they have. And so in the future, when committees meet, it's good when the item is open for discussion for someone in the committee to say, we met and we recommend that the board approve this, and this way we can move along faster. With that in mind, that the committee met and they recommend that we approve, I so move to approve the item as presented to us.
I'll second it.
I second
I
that.
second. Okay, you got
And
about 3
so
seconds.
Mr. Carrasco, second that.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Who was
Item
the
5,
second?
discussion and
Who
possible
was-
action.
I think she said the
Mr.
second was
Carrasco.
Carrasco.
Everybody seconded, but Mr. Carrasco came in first. Discussion and possible action to approve change order number 2 for the Rosa Azul wastewater collectors project. Mr. Ed Long, where are you, Mr. Long? Nope.
Ed, you're on mute.
We have Daniel here. He's the one that's going to be presenting this item. Daniel?
Yeah. So change. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, change order number 2 is for approving. Is for approving extra time for the contract of Rosa Azul project. This change order is due to, at the beginning of the project, we have some delays on permits from APC WID number 1. And also for the COVID-19, we have had delays. Also, it's requesting weather days. We're requesting 60 calendar days to be added to the contract. This is only for extra time. It's not for fees yet. It doesn't include the lift station that is going to come up. It's just for time, because it's about to expire the contract this month. So we want to add 60 more days. And the engineering committee we spoke to them and they know about what is going on this project.
Okay, and so the engineering committee is okay with approving the change order of number 2 for the Rosa Azul collectors project, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Now, it's not going to cost us any additional money just to clear that up, right? We're okay.
Yes, it's only 60 extra days.
Okay, that was my question. There was no additional funding.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because there are sometimes when we change orders, it just seems like we always have to pay some additional money. Okay.
No, not on this one.
If
Just those days.
if the engineering committee has met and they're in agreement, I so move that we approve the item as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Trujillo. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, discussion and possible action to approve amendment number 1 for Quadrilla TP and site improvements. Mr. Long?
Again, I'm going to have Daniel go ahead and present this one. Daniel?
Okay. On this one, last board meeting, we approved a change order for Quadrilla package plant. It was what for the contractor. On this amendment, we're requesting to approve extension on construction management contract to add 6 months extra just for the RPR to be on site. Also for any construction management needs is gonna go towards Cea Group. And right now there's no amount that they are charging, but as you may read on the amendment that they said that they sent, they're thinking that it can be a possibility to be an increase on the contract amount. And we discussed this with the engineering committee as well.
And the engineering committee was pretty busy, huh? That's good.
We were,
Good to know.
what was the cost, Mr. Grijalva or David? I don't
No, we
recall.
didn't get a call. We don't know yet.
So this one, it's a time and materials contract. It goes back to the original fees that they submitted on the first phase of this project. So they will only bill us for the time that they're out there at the site.
Right.
Yeah, but do we know how long they're gonna be on site?
Well, we extended the contract to Cubic Waters. I think it was 25 days or 27 days, Daniel.
Yes, yeah, it was 27 days.
So-
Because
27
we
days.
don't want that to get
CA
out of
will
hand
have
either.
someone, right, no, so they'll have someone throughout that time that Cubic Waters is out there. And then they might be on when we start up the plant to make sure that everything is running correctly.
Mhm.
Who's this, Ulysses?
Yes.
Oh, this is Ed. Yeah, oh, yes.
No, I'm saying, but this is
the-
Ulysses.
Yes,
Is
that's
Ulysses
correct.
on with us right now?
No, he's not.
Okay,
Ms.
well, shame
Mejia,
on him.
Ms. Mejia, Mr. Carrasco, if I may. Is it wise for us to approve something we're not really sure what the additional amount would be increase? Is it
Right.
per day? Is there amount per day? Is it per, is there any kind of fee structure we know that would take place?
So they're gonna bill us on an hourly basis. They did provide us a rate sheet when we awarded the project to them initially. They're gonna use the same rates that they propose on the first phase of this.
Okay, because I think in the future, you probably should at least give us like a range, you know, could range from 5,000 to 20,000 or not to exceed a certain amount or something.
Hey,
But like
Ed,
this,
would it be possible right now to just multiply the 27 days by the rate and give them an idea?
Well, so their RPR, I believe, is at $75 per hour. I don't know if that person's gonna be out there full time. As this thing winds down, the contractor might only be out there half a day. And then we also have our inspector that goes out there on a daily basis as well. But worst case scenario, let's say 25 days at
$15,000 is what it turns out to be, more or less.
15,000.
Yes.
Okay. I think this in the future would be something to provide to us to at least give us an idea. For future reference.
You can say not to exceed 15,000 if you want.
That's what it's gonna say. I guess if we more or less think it's 15, but there again, we want to make sure that regardless that we agree, and that's why I was hoping Ulysses was on there, is that we understand that we can't just leave it open and let them charge whatever they want to charge, and then we wind up with a bill of 30, 40,000 just because we're extending and doing what we're doing.
Madam President, this is Rod. Just a question for either Jerry or Mr. Ed Long.
I lost
Is
everyone.
it in the budget? Was the $15,000 in the budget for the Quadrilla project?
Well, okay, so under our CIP, we do have the monies to cover this additional.
So we do have enough funds to, go ahead.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, is Claudia part of the bond issuance?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if Mr. Hernandez is on the line, but if he could answer that, that'd be useful.
Yes, I'm here. We have money, we have a contingency. In addition to that, this project is part of the 2007 bond issuance. I mean, we can use the money. We have money available for that.
Okay, all right. So perhaps we should make that recommendation not to exceed $15,000.
Well, you don't want to push for dealer.
Okay, Mr. Estrada? Mr. Estrada said? I think somebody has I think we're listening to somebody's background sound, and I don't think I heard what Mr. Estrada commented.
I don't want to go too low on the 15,000 and then have to come back and get another $3,000 or $4,000 to cover it. We should exceed that amount.
So what does the engineering committee recommend to the board?
I would
Good
say
question.
20,000.
Not to
Okay.
exceed,
I
not to exceed
agree,
20,000.
I agree, because I don't think I want us to have to come back, but we need, Mr. Long, we need you to make sure you stay on top of this, because not just because we're saying 20,000 means, oh, okay, well, we got 20,000 to play with, so we're gonna use up the 20,000. If we know we can make sure it's less than that, that's even a better benefit for us, okay? Because I don't want to say we're allowing and allocating a certain amount and approving not to exceed a certain amount, and then we go use up the whole amount. I'm sure Mr. Hernandez will be happy to save him at least $5,000.
Y'all don't want to just table it and then we come back on an amount not to exceed at the next board meeting?
No, I actually agree. I think we're okay. I just need you who manage that department. I think you just need to stay on top of it, sir, and make sure that you monitor the fees, and that if it can be less or not to exceed the 20, we need to make sure we stay there in that range. That's your responsibility, and I think you need to take the bull by the horns and handle this, making sure that we don't exceed the 20, but if it's 15, it's better. If it's less, that's fine. Because then you're gonna have to come back to the board, and I don't want to be delaying anything. I don't want to delay any projects. The committee met,
No, that's fine.
they're ready to approve. Let's move on. I don't know how the rest of the board feels.
No, I agree.
Mr. Chavez?
I agree. I don't want to delay any projects, and $20,000 doesn't seem like a lot. And 27 days is feasible.
I'll make sure it does not go over that amount.
Well, yeah,
Hopefully
Mr. Long, but we're saying, the committee has
Well, I want to
said
try to make sure that it comes in a lot less.
right. And Mr. Estrada had a good point that he feels it should be more. So I think that's good. But that doesn't mean we have to spend the 20 if we don't need to. I don't want CEA to say, well, you know, we're running a little behind, but we still have 20,000, when there is a deadline to take care of it within that range that probably could have cost us 15,000. Okay. So if no one has, does any other director have any questions or comments to make on this item? Mr. Carrasco,
No more questions.
Mr. Estrada,
No question.
Mr. Trujillo?
No,
And then Mr. Chavez already voiced his opinion. I so move that we approve the item as presented, not to exceed 20,000, and even less if possible, with Mr. Long monitoring the project very carefully and making sure the lines of communication are there.
I'll second the motion.
Been seconded by Mr. Chavez. All those in favor say
Aye.
aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, discussion and possible action to amend Lower Valley Water District's design standards for potable water and sanitary source facilities. There you go, Mr. Long, all yours again.
So this one, we've been finding a lot of inconsistencies with the written portion of our standard details and some of our details. CEA was given this task some years back. Some of the standards have changed. I'd like to go in there and have them revamp the written portion and redo some of our details. This contract is, they did put a proposal together for 40,000. There's just a couple of changes I want them to do, and then we will post them up on the, I guess we have to present them to you all first before we post them to the public, correct?
Okay, Steve, let me ask you. Well, first of all, the engineering committee probably met on this as well, correct?
Yes, yes, we did.
we did.
Okay, Steve. So my question to you is, are we okay with approving a certain amount and then it has to come back to the board? How do we do that?
Are we on item number 7?
Item
Yes.
number 7, that's good.
This is the design standards for the potable water?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the amount that we're looking at? I don't see that on the agenda backup.
So the proposal they submitted, it was not to exceed 40,000, I believe.
Maybe my backup is different. All right, so the item says discussion and possible action to amend Lower Valley Water District design standards for potable water. And then in the backup, it's a table with PVC pipe and materials and pipe diameter. What's the dollar value?
So this is one of the inconsistencies that we found in the written portion that we need to modify fairly quickly. I need them to review the rest of the standards to make sure that we don't have any inconsistencies, and we have to also review all of our details as well.
But you don't.
Since I've started in these last 2 years, the district has been approving DR18 pipe for water. As you can see on the table, it's pressure rated at 235. The way our standard's written, it shows it at a pressure of 150, which goes back to 2007 when AWWA changed the standards. We don't want.
Yep. You can change the
developers-
standard, but are you asking to change the standards or to enter a contract with somebody?
Right. What does the motion read, Ryan? Put the motion back on.
Because the motion states, that's why I was asking Steve. It says discussion and possible action to amend Lower Valley Water District design standards for potable water and sanitary sewer facilities. So when we start talking the number, then that's why I said, Steve, are we okay in doing this?
Yeah, so what are we asking? Are we asking to do the change, or are we asking to hire Ulysses?
Sorry. Okay, on this item, the idea was to ask to use DR18 instead of DR25, which DR18 is pressure rating at 235. Yeah, that was the idea on this item, and then Ulysses sent us a proposal for a fee proposal, and that's what we want. I guess we want to bring on the next board meeting on the amount.
Okay, that's
you don't have an agenda item to approve a fee proposal.
We're just more or less apprising the board that they can expect another motion to change the design standards at the regular meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you don't need to take any action tonight.
No, the only action is to change the design standards for the PVC as it's stated in the backup.
Yeah, it's the only motion to use DR18.
You can do that.
Okay, if I may, Ms. Beal, but if we're bringing that to the board for us for information, what information you're providing is there a difference in the piping or?
There's a difference on the pressure rating. On DR25, that's what they're, well, on, like Mr. Long stated, on our old standards, it says DR18 with a pressure rating of 150 PSI. As Mr. Long said, on 07, it was changed by AWWA to 235 PSI, the DR18 pressure rating class. So our standards still set up a minimum pressure rating of 150 PSI, but we want to go up to that pressure rating to 235. That's what we want the motion right now.
So basically, we're increasing the demand for a higher quality pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a consultant to research that, or
no.
It can't be
this motion is separate from that. We're also going to ask the consultant, and this will be a future motion, to give us an estimate of what it would cost to look at all of our design standards and bring them up to date, not just this one in the motion tonight.
Okay, but that
That's a separate item. It's not even here. Don't worry about it.
No.
But it was said about 40,000 or something, right?
Yeah, it's got, yeah. You'll see that one on the 20. What is it? 20?
All right. We just need to be a little bit, I think, a little bit more organized what we're doing here, because I'm kind of a little confused, but.
I got it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that could be a little confusing. Okay, so we really don't have to approve anything unless we're saying we're just approving the change on the design. Is that what it is, Steve?
Yeah, it's up to the administration. If that's what the agenda item is for, is to approve the changes on the design listed. You can certainly do that if they're prepared to do that. What I heard was talk about approving the contract. That's not on the agenda.
No, it's
No.
not.
No,
What we'd like for you all to approve tonight is just the modifications to that table, so we don't have any inconsistencies. So it's a DR 18 pipe has a pressure rating of 235. So when you go order C900 pipe, DR 18 does come with a pressure rating of 235. Some of the contractors are trying to do is they're saying your standard says one thing, but your pressure rating says something else. And they're trying to put in a pipe that's not at the same quality as a C900 DR18.
Okay.
No, and I agree. If our standards got to be increased or to meet AWWA, that's great. But I'm just saying it was just kind of confusing. And then something said about, like Steve Echo, what Steve said, it was asking like a contract, but I didn't see that. And I didn't read that earlier prior. So that's all I was saying.
It's just to modify the table that's standards.
So we don't need to approve anything, right, Steve? Just
Well,
just
I don't know if they want to approve the table and the design changes or not. That's up to them, but you certainly can if they want you to.
Please advise, Jerry.
Yeah, we
So I
want you to approve it so that we have a consistent pressure that matches the pipe that we're suggesting. Right now, they're different. The pressure says one thing and the pipe we're suggesting says a different thing.
The only reason I reached out to CA, they're the ones that did the initial design standards. I wanted to know what the intent was. Were they looking for the higher rating or, the thicker pipe? And they were, when they wrote this up, they were looking at the DR18 pipe. That was the intent.
So from the very beginning, it was written accurate to the pipe at the time, but now
Correct.
the pipe is actually increased in quality.
Right.
Okay. I so move to approve item 7 as presented to amend the design and so it measures up to the pressure and the pipes that are going to be used.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Trujillo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Carries. Item A, consider and authorize the administration to purchase equipment to be installed at Cuadrilla Lift Station from James Cook and Hobson. Ms. Rosa Rivera. Hi, Rosa.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board and staff. The Cuadrilla lift station is requiring replacement of the pumps and control panels. The district has invested in the flight pump system, which exists in all of the district's lift stations. The district, in an effort to avoid markup cost, obtained a quote from JCH and obtained a proposal for, and then turned around and then the thought of it is to buy the equipment from JCH, then obtain the proposal from contractors to do the installation. JCH, the administration is requesting the board authorize the purchase of 2 flight pumps and the control panel from James Cook and Hobson. They also source provider for the flight pumps. The manufacturer gives JCH exclusive rights to be the dealers for these flight pumps. As your backup, the district provided you with the cost of the pumps and the control panel, and we also provided the sole source justification from JCH. The total cost for the pumps and the control panels along. Okay, so everything was provided for the board members. So at this time, we're asking the board authorize the administration to purchase the equipment to be installed at the Cuadrilla lift station.
And do we have a price on how much that's gonna cost?
Yes, the total cost for the equipment is 41,820. It includes two pumps and one control panel.
We're certain on that cost, right? That's a lot, that's a done
Yes.
deal.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone have any questions regarding this item?
We have a price on the installation. Excuse me, on the installation? Terry?
Yes, Mr. Estrada, that's actually item 9. We had to separate them.
Oh,
Okay.
Does anyone have any further questions?
No
No, ma'am,
question.
no questions at this time.
If no one has any further questions, I so move to approve item 8 as presented, not to exceed the total cost of 41,820.
I'll second the motion.
It's been seconded by Mr. Estrada. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And just for the record, it was seconded by Mr. Chavez.
Travis.
No, Mr. Estrada. came
Yes.
first. Mr. Estrada came in first.
Oh, okay, I hear Mr. Estrada.
Okay.
That's because you're on a phone and your phone's not working because it's made out of China.
I heard you, Rod. I heard you, Rod.
Item number 9, consider and take action to approve labor costs for repair and maintenance to the Cuadrilla lift station. I guess this is the one Rosa was talking about now.
Yes, ma'am. The administration is requesting the board approve Cubic Water LLC's proposal for labor to perform repairs and maintenance to the Cuadrilla lift station, which includes the installation of the pumps and the control panel. The district did obtain proposals for the installation from 3 contractors, CMD, CSA, and Cubic Water. We provided a breakdown of their submittals, and Cubic Water was a low bid vendor at 31,500. CSA did not submit a bid, and CMD was charging the district 97,500. So the administration is asking the board to authorize Cubic Water to install the pumps and the panel for not to exceed amount of 31,500.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions regarding this item?
Yes, why is there such a big difference from one?
Yeah, sometimes we believe that the logistics of it, trying to get the equipment to the site, and from what I was informed by the engineering department, Cubic Water, it's already in the area, and sometimes that adds to the cost.
Yeah, because there is quite a big of a difference
Well,
in price.
let's make sure that those 31,500 will cover everything.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, and I mean, you're saying moving in and whatever, it's only electrical you're gonna do. I mean, there's a big difference. So I'm a little.
Yeah.
But it includes all. It was all the specs were in there, right? What they bid on was for the specs, right? That were needed, correct?
Right. Yes. So CMD gave us a breakdown. In the beginning, I believe the way it all started out was that the contractors were going to provide the equipment as well. And so, when that cost came in high, then the district moved to just have the contractors just do the installation. So I don't know, Mr. Long, if you kind of want to elaborate a little more as far as the gap between the prices.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
The only thing is, make sure that this project doesn't add time to the other project. And CEA is charging us for that time. This is a separate project.
Right, this is another project. It has nothing to do with the treatment plant.
Right.
The difference, I lost y'all for a little bit. The difference in price, CMD was material and labor, where Cubic Water was just the labor.
Oh.
So if you add Cubic Waters with the material that we bought, there's still less.
Yeah.
It brings you up to like about 70, like 73,000. So they weren't that far off.
Right.
CMD charges a markup on the material, and then like they're not at the site, the mobilization costs as well.
Well, that's a good answer to my question, Mr. Long. Now I can see why that.
But why wouldn't that be included in there so that we understand? Because then you look at it and you're like, whoa, what a difference.
When we met with the engineering committee, we did go over this particular item and why we had separated.
Okay.
I think it froze.
I guess everybody understands. Anyone have any questions?
No.
No question.
No questions.
And I so move to approve the item as presented, not to exceed 31,500.
I'll
Do I hear a-
send those Chavez.
And who was
Yes,
that?
this is Rod Chavez. I'll second the motion.
Okay, Rod.
Seconded by Mr. Chavez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we adjourn, I just want to address something. I know that everyone's back to work from 8 to 5, and we're doing the best we can. I think Mr. Grijalva and the staff, management staff, have done an excellent job in trying to keep everyone safe and accommodate everyone and keep practicing social distance and making sure they have a mask that are really hard to come by. Take the employee's temperature, which we're trying to help out there. But I'm a little disappointed that this board made a decision to bring its employees back to work because we are elected officials and we do have constituents that we have to answer to. Something that perhaps the staff has a difficult time understanding, and yet they should, because many of them live in our district and would expect no different from us. I want everyone to really stop and think and look that we allowed employees to work 25 hours a week and they were paid 40 hours a week. That's a difference of 15 hours per employee. I know we have more than 110 employees, but I'm going to use 110. And I'm going to use the rate of $10 an hour because I know it's the average is much more. So if I used 15 hours per employee, that would be 1,650 hours per week. At a rate of $10 per hour is 16,500. If you look at it on a month, it's 66,000. Comments that were made, making it seem like this board didn't care, please take 3 steps back and understand that this board did care. And this board chose not to lay off or put anyone on furlough. This board chose to continue to pay its employees and to allow Mr. Grijalva, who we entrust, to do what he possibly could to keep everyone safe. And so I just want to voice my opinion as board president and a member of the district, a resident, that I'm really disappointed that the employees would think that I don't care. I do care. And I believe that I'm the person that went to the Delgado's family to take groceries and contact them on a daily basis to make sure they were okay. I care about each one of you. And Mr. Estrada cares, and Mr. Trujillo cares, and Mr. Chavez cares, and Mr. Carrasco cares. And so before we decide to condemn and criticize the board, I think we need to look back and say, thank you, Mr. Grijalva, that you went before the board and did everything you possibly could to keep us going. And Mr. Grijalva, thank you for doing the best you can with your staff in HR, Sabrina, Mr. Hernandez, Martha, Rosa, I don't want to leave anybody out, Ruben, Mondo, Cindy, Dolores, everyone. Thank you, because I know you all worked hard. But please understand that we tried, but we also know that this virus isn't going away and we need to learn to work with it. With that in mind, I so move to adjourn.
Second,
And seconded by Mr. Key. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Well said, Ms. Vio.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody have a good night.
Bye, night.
Good night, guys.
Stay safe.
Good night. Night.
Good night.